cannot be abated, and nobody can be held responsible for anything over 120 days old, let alone a year and a half, let alone that was taken care of as part of the sale of the property. So Mr. Tucker is being abated the amount that he paid in full, but he's not being paid in that amount in full. What he's being abated is his monthly water bill, including usage. So he won't get a water bill for probably 2.5 years. We're keeping track of it in the water department. He's aware of it. The selectmen are aware of it. The billing agent is aware of it. So that is a viable abatement.
It is.
The second abatement that was issued to the Averys.
Mm-hmm.
The Averys left on their winter break, and
You mean the Frasers?
I'm sorry, Frasers, yes. Frasers left on their winter break. They were billed, even though they had left, and they were billed in an amount that exceeds what their request for water shutoff was. That amount was abated. The reading has been taken since they've returned, and this month will be the next month that they are billed upon their return, including usage. So that's the second abatement.
May I ask why they asked for that water to be shut off September of '23? When you were, no, it's in the meeting minutes.
I believe that's when they left for the winter.
They leave for Florida for the winter. They ask every
But
year to
they-
shut it off, which is a fee, which wasn't previously feed.
So you didn't
It's a
shut it off,
$50
or you
fee.
did
Yeah,
shut
but
it
it
off?
was-
It was shut off,
Shut off for the
and
winter.
it has been turned back on. And they did not receive a bill throughout the time that they were gone.
So what was abated?
What was abated was the fee that they received, because
It still reads. It doesn't read, but there's still a reading.
okay, so here's what you understand. What you have to understand is the billing amount on a flat rate is billed a month in advance, just like your Verizon
Yep.
bill, okay? It's billed a month in advance. Your usage, however, is billed the month after. So we're billing essentially 3 months in a collection of your current billing. So you have to take a reading, you have to have the next reading to tell you what the amount is, and then that reading is then billed, okay?
Yep.
So when they were billed for the shut-off fee plus the reading hadn't been taken yet. So they were abated the $50 fee, because when they return, okay, and when they receive their billing, they will go back on a R4 billing, means they will be billed in advance, and that $50 that they will be billed now will be covered for their shut-off and for their return. Okay, so the only thing that they were abated was what was covered in their initial billing of usage that they didn't use. Okay, they would be essentially double billed if we billed them usage then and billed them usage again. So the third abatement, I can let Mr. Thompson explain.
I get a fee for doing this.
Compensation.
I get compensation for doing this. I gave up my compensation for the selectman's office. Said that when I ran. 100%. I
And it was
do.
agreed upon that that you would get free water?
No,
I don't
no,
understand.
hear me out.
I'm listening.
I said I ran for selectman, okay?
Yep.
When I ran for selectman, I said I do
I
not
helped
want
you.
my pay. I want my pay to go to the tax base. I want it to go back to the tax base. There's no way to track that, okay? So I don't know where my pay as selectman goes. I have no clue. As a sitting selectman, I can't even tell you where it goes. I have no clue. And that's sad.
At the end of the year, I would imagine it goes to unexpended funds.
No, I'm glad you know, but as a sitting selectman, I don't, and I can't show you a paper trail to tell you. But what I will tell you is
You were a
get
selectman
compensated.
last year too, though, right?
Correct,
Okay.
but I get compensated for this board.
Okay,
I did not want the compensation for this board.
okay. That's what, $400?
No,
$700.
it's $125 a month or $375 a quarter. It's currently
Yeah.
being paid quarterly.
Which is per
75 quarterly?
the regulations.
So at $125 a month for commissioner's compensation against a standard $58 flat rate and usage, let's say it's $8, $10, right? Is that fair to say? So we're talking about $60, $62, $66, something like that, against $125 a month. It creates an overage each month in credit amount.
In lieu of compensation, I opted
Uh-huh.
to apply it to a water bill for my wife. It's not even mine, I gave it to my wife.
Yep,
So that's in propriety?
because,
It still
Problem.
creates a credit. It
well,
still creates
It's
a
my money,
credit.
it's mine.
so.
So
when-
whether I get it in hand it to the water.
When the water, you put in the town report that.
At least it's accounted for.
Wait a minute, so you tell, it's in the town report, and you present to the the budget committee, that you want, for the sake of this conversation, $137,000 to run the water department. You have to appropriate to expend. So that fee is in that money.
Yep.
So how?
Accounted for,
Huh?
it's accounted for.
Okay,
Right, so $580 is 10 months, add another $260, right? So $940 for the year out of the $147,000 is being credited back to half of that is being credited back to Mr. Thompson to his wife's water bill.
Which I
The
got a
other half
1099
of
for.
that, okay, let me finish now. The other half of that is creating a credit that is constantly building in the water fund. Okay? My recommendation to Mr. Thompson was start taking some of this money because lawfully, we can't continue to create this credit that shows that the waterworks is profitable as a town department. So as a profitability, we can't take this money. I recommended at the last meeting, as part of these minutes tonight, I recommended you start taking some of this money or the water department is going to be in trouble showing itself as a profitable entity not held in the water fund.
Because I'm not taking my pay.
So I'm
that's-
trying to,
Propriety, I love that.
and that will prevent you from going to tax lien?
No, I
Unpaid
have
water.
a credit, and it can't go to
So-
tax lien because we went to
so-
direct billing.
Okay, so, wait a minute, let me-
Direct billing, we do direct billing. It will only go to tax lien unless all of
direct
three
billing
of us-
only applies to the next year. Okay, so direct billing applies to anybody whose open warrants are not paid for 2023. Under RSA 3822,
uncollected.
so there's section A, section B, section C. We are currently operating under section B. The direct billing provides that the water department will do direct billing, but in the event of non-payment, and it falls into delinquency. So that's the issue, is delinquency, okay? Delinquency is not within the current year. Delinquency is in the previous year. So in 2023, anybody who is delinquent on their water bills, okay, we can then lien that amount over to the town. Town writes a check to the water department.
Buy the
Okay.
debt.
The town pays out the lien, and then they are required. Now, there's a process that has to happen. There's a liening process. We have to lien the town. So the water department is no longer liening the individual. The water department is liening the town. It is the town who transfers that into taxation and applies that lien to the individual.
That's an
Okay.
RSA state.
That's an RSA, that's in the RSA. We moved out of, as a commission, we decided to move out of direct leaning from the water department.
Instant. So
Okay.
if you were $5 off, you didn't get a lien.
So we moved out of direct
Got rid of
billing
that.
leaning in the current year. all right? And we lien the town. We don't lien individuals on their water bills.
And you notice,
The water department, the water commissioners, current water commissioners have decided, we're not going to take anybody's property away because they're behind on their water bill.
So you're
Okay.
making the town the bad guy.
The state of New Hampshire did that. We are following the law that provides for us
Then
to exercise
that's for
this.
clarification. Then why do you think that the water department is entitled to any interest and fees or penalties or any of that money?
see,
Has anybody in here gotten a recent statement that has a yellow highlighted on the bottom?
I have a question. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten one. Go ahead.
No,
The reason that I ask is because we are no longer doing that.
Okay, so,
Since the 4th of January, we are no longer applying interest and fees to the water department. All interest and fees are now being credited back to the customers.
okay, so I left my current job, full-time, now I'm part-time. I am actually 4 months behind my water bill.
Mhm.
I get a bill every year with my water, every month, I'm 4 months. That's not gonna be a lien on there unless it's more than
Correct.
that, right?
Correct.
So I
Make it-
keep getting a bill, and it's on my desk to pay, but,
and you may get a delinquency,
yeah, I get the.
So what you'll get first is you'll get a reminder letter, and it will have the
Yeah.
months itemized on the reminder letter.
Yeah,
First, you get your regular monthly billing, and it
Yep.
will have what's outstanding.
yep,
Then you'll get a reminder notice, and the
Yeah.
reminder notice will have whatever months are
the late fee.
late fees.
Yeah,
Okay, at the end of the year,
Yeah.
there will be a delinquency notice for anybody who's past due on whatever water bills there are
Yeah.
for that year, fiscal year end, December